Quite a long time ago, in a lavish and captivating backwoods, there carried on with a shrewd old owl named Oliver. Oliver was referred to all over as the wood's most educated animal. He spent his days roosted high in a fabulous oak tree, where he noticed the comings and goings of the set of all animals. One radiant morning, as the backwoods woke up with the lively melodies of birds and the delicate stirring of leaves, Oliver saw a disturbance close to a little lake. A gathering of creatures had assembled around, babbling enthusiastically. One radiant morning, as the backwoods woke up with the lively melodies of birds and the delicate stirring of leaves, Oliver saw a disturbance close to a little lake. A gathering of creatures had assembled around, babbling enthusiastically. "I need to set out on an excursion to track down this spot and bring back a portion of these unbelievable carrots. Will any of you go along with me?" The creatures traded unsure looks. They had all heard stories of these incredible carrots. However, nobody had at any point wandered past the timberland to track down them. The woods was their home, and it was viewed as protected. The creatures traded unsure looks. They had all heard stories of these incredible carrots. However, nobody had at any point wandered past the timberland to track down them. The woods was their home, and it was viewed as protected. They were happy with the food it gave. Notwithstanding, Ruby's energy was irresistible, and step by step, a couple of creatures began to warm up to the thought. Then, a valiant deer named Daisy ventured forward. "I can assist with safeguarding us from any risks in the unexplored world." An inquisitive bluebird named Benny arrived on a branch above them. "I'll be your eyes from the sky, directing you with my sharp vision." Ruby's eyes shone with appreciation. "Much thanks to you for your boldness and backing." With their little, however resolved bunch collected, they started their experience. As they wandered further into the woods, the trees became taller and the shadows more obscure. The creatures experienced new and captivating animals, as glowing fireflies and shrewd old turtles. They advanced much from their new companions en route. Following quite a while of movement, the backwoods started to disperse, and the gathering at last arrived at the edge of the timberland, where a huge glade reached out before them. They had never seen such an open space, and it filled them with both wonderment and fear. With Ruby driving the way, they crossed the knoll and entered a thick, baffling backwoods. They confronted difficulties like getting quick streaming streams and exploring through shrubberies. En route, they found the significance of collaboration, trust, and assurance. At long last, at some point, as they heeded Benny's direction from a higher place, they saw it. A field of carrots, as should have been obvious, washed in the delicate, brilliant light of the sunset. These were the amazing carrots Ruby had found out about. The gathering was excited, and, with Sammy's aerobatic abilities, Daisy's solidarity, and Benny's exact bearings, they reaped an overflow of the best, juiciest carrots they had at any point seen. As they started their process back to the woodland, they were loaded up with a significant feeling of achievement. The difficulties they had confronted had just made their bonds more grounded, and they got back with a plentiful reap as well as with a motherlode of recently discovered shrewdness and companionship. The woodland creatures commended their return, and Ruby, Sammy, Daisy, and Benny shared their undertakings and the incredible carrots with their kindred animals. They generally discovered that occasionally, getting out of one's usual range of familiarity and embracing the obscure could prompt the most phenomenal revelations and bring the most surprising prizes. Thus, the backwoods kept on flourishing with recently discovered information and solidarity on account of the amazing excursion of Ruby and her valiant friends. The tale of the incredible carrots and their momentous experience would be advised for a long time into the future, helping every one of the animals to remember the backwoods that together they could overcome any test that lay ahead. With their return, Ruby and her mates became legends in the backwoods. They shared their stories of the huge glade, the secretive woods, and the incredible carrots with different creatures, motivating them to think ambitiously and investigate past their natural limits. Over the long run, the backwoods occupants started to team up more, making an amicable local area. Creatures of various sizes and capacities met up to take care of issues and face difficulties. The woods was at absolutely no point ever a similar in the future, helping every one of the animals to remember the backwoods that together they could overcome any test that lay ahead. With their return, Ruby and her associates became legends in the timberland. They shared their stories of the huge knoll, the strange timberland, and the unbelievable carrots with different creatures, rousing them to think ambitiously and investigate past their natural limits. After some time, the woodland occupants started to team up more, making an agreeable local area. Creatures of various sizes and capacities met up to tackle issues and face difficulties. The woods was at no point ever similar in the future. They coordinated occasions, shared assets, and gained from each other, prompting the advancement of their own little heaven inside the forest. As the seasons passed, the backwoods prospered more than ever. The creatures found new spots and food sources they had never known existed. There were secret forests with the best berries, stowed away clearings with unblemished pools for swimming, and comfortable sanctums ideal for hibernation throughout the colder time of year. The insights shared by Ruby, Sammy, Daisy, and Benny directed the creatures through the changing seasons and trained them to regard the wood's fragile equilibrium. They even shaped a board where delegates from various species assembled to pursue choices to improve the whole local area. As the years went by, the woods turned into a position of marvel and charm, known all through the land. Guests originated from all over to observe the sorcery of the creatures living respectively as one, demonstrating that even the most different gathering of animals could coincide calmly. Ruby and her associates, who had whenever been viewed as impossible legends, became worshipped forerunners in the woods. They were frequently looked for counsel and direction, passing down the examples they had mastered during their amazing excursion. The backwoods story was one of experience and revelation, yet additionally a demonstration of the force of solidarity, mental fortitude, and the quest for information. The creatures discovered that it was through their disparities and their common encounters that they had really tracked down their solidarity. Thus, in the core of that energetic and flourishing woodland, the legend of Ruby and her mates lived on, a suggestion to all who heard it that when you hope against hope and embrace the obscure, you can make a world more great than you at any point envisioned. Thanks for listening to my story. If like it, please subscribe for the next story.